Hi everybody. Well, Friday is normally a very, very busy day for the Pure Energy Healing Academy and for the work that we do at Bajerski.com, and so I'm apologising for a late angel card reading, but better late than never. Hey, my angel parking space! Where's my angel parking space? My angels are not here today to help me park my butt and read for you this morning. Okay, guys, close your eyes. Come on, close your eyes, relax. Here's your angel message today. Stop and listen. Sometimes what we preach most is that what we need most. Spirit flows through our hearts, and if we just stop and listen to our own voice, sometimes, just sometimes, we may hear our own lessons. Yes, this is true. This is true. Sometimes our lessons are so close. Sometimes our traumas are so close. Sometimes the pain and the suffering and the experience is so close that it's hard for us to see. My advice to this, and which is also a very beautiful piece of advice, but also I think I would add to this that it is sometimes very challenging to actually stop and look and listen. I think sometimes it's good that we have people who are around us who can point out things that we just don't see. And sometimes it's hard for us to see because as a child and growing up, anything that may be perceived as negative is attached to fear because of doing wrong or being wrong, and that is the programming, that's the brainwashing, that's the abuse of the schooling system. And I don't think teachers generally mean to be like that. They just follow the rules and the orders of the Gestapo. And that's what it is, really. You can butter it up, you can colour it, you can, put bells on it, but at the end of the day, if they're teaching you what they believe is right and you say it's not right and you feel it doesn't feel right and you feel what you're being taught isn't right, then you're punished. And that attaches to us, it goes inside us and it becomes a trauma. And then we see that very trauma in everything that we do. So if somebody looks at us and sees us not behaving the way that they want us to, we feel a two-way energy, one where we feel again angry like we're at school and doing something or saying something that doesn't feel right and having to put up with teachers and parents and other people telling us that what we think and feel isn't right and we've got it wrong. And I think a lot of us struggle with that. We struggle with, people telling us. And then we kind of lose all understanding of everything else and we put it all in one box. So if somebody's kind and caring and just wants to point something out because we're self-destructive, then we feel as if we're back in that school again and that teacher's telling us that we're wrong. So I guess there's ways where we can heal. So I'll read it again. Stop and listen. Sometimes what we preach most is what we need the most. Now, as a psychic reader for over 20 years now, or thereabouts, I can honestly say that there's been times that I've been reading for clients in front of me and realized that something happens that it's almost like a penny drop moment, like, wow, this message is for me. And sometimes I don't think humanity sees that within themselves. And I think as a reader, I was blessed to be able to read without judgment. And that meant I was on the fence, which meant I was open to receiving at the same time, and not being stubborn and not being focused in one direction, but open to all directions. And I think I found that it really, I walked away from giving sessions all day and realized a lot of those messages were for me as well. And I think when we preach, all of us, when we talk, like I'm talking to you now, I think there's something in that that is meant for us as well. I think that's really powerful, actually, when you think about it, when you really think about that. When we get angry with somebody, or whether we're upset with a situation, or whether we don't like the way somebody's behaving, or we don't like the way somebody reacts to us, what we're actually saying is what this is saying. Sometimes what we preach most is what we need the most. So I'm preaching to you of how I'm feeling about your actions, but maybe there's a reason why I'm reacting to your reactions, and maybe it's me who needs to heal from how I'm reacting and from what that person is saying. It's just a thought, but spirit does flow through us, and that's why I channel this message, because spirit does flow through us, and sometimes what we say is what we need. And how else are they to share their message with us? I think it's a beautiful thing if we just stop and listen to our own voice. Sometimes, just sometimes, we may hear our own lessons. Love you all. It's a tough one, but it's something that we need to embrace to be able to move forward and rise above the energy of pulling us back down to the same level of when we were at school or at home or in a vulnerable place. It's time to let go. It's time to listen. Love you all.